Once there was a boy named Arjun, who lived in a small town surrounded by dusty roads and endless fields. His father was a bus driver, and his mother stitched clothes for neighbors to earn a few extra coins. Arjun's world was small. A broken bicycle, a small room shared with his younger brother, and dreams that most people thought were too big for his life. But Arjun was different. He didn't dream of just finding a job or surviving another day. He dreamed of creating something so big that the world would one day know his name. Every evening, when the other boys played cricket or scrolled through their phones, Arjun sat on the rooftop, staring at the stars. He whispered to himself, one day, I'll build something that will make my parents proud. But every time he shared his dream, people laughed. Arjun, you don't even have money to buy new shoes. How will you build something big? You should be realistic, they said. And slowly, those words began to hurt him. One afternoon, while sitting near the bus station where his father worked, Arjun met an old man named Mr. Raymond, a retired businessman who often came there to read newspapers. Seeing Arjun's sad face, Mr. Raymond asked, "What's troubling you, young man?" Arjun sighed and said, "Everyone says I dream too big. They think I should stop imagining things I can never have." Mr. Raymond smiled, looked up at the sky, and said, "Do you see that airplane flying above?" Arjun nodded. Once, that was just an idea in someone's mind. Someone who dared to think beyond the ground. You see, Arjun, small thinkers see walls, big thinkers see doors. The difference isn't in money, but in mindset. He pulled out a small coin from his pocket and placed it in Arjun's palm. This coin is nothing, but if your thinking is big enough, you can turn this into something priceless. The only limit in life is the one you set in your own mind. Those words hit Arjun deeply. That night, he couldn't sleep. He took out a notebook and wrote on the first page, "Think big, start small, act now." From the next morning, Arjun changed his routine. He started reading books about great inventors, entrepreneurs, and dreamers. He watched videos of successful people and took notes. He began repairing old phones and gadgets for his classmates, just to learn how technology worked. Days turned into months. He failed many times, burned circuits, lost customers, made mistakes, but every failure taught him something new. Every small success gave him the courage to dream bigger. After finishing school, Arjun decided to start his own online business, repairing and selling refurbished phones. Everyone laughed again. "Who will buy phones from a kid?" they mocked. But this time, Arjun didn't argue. He worked silently. He learned about marketing from free YouTube videos, designed a simple website, and started promoting his services online. Slowly, orders started coming in. 1, 2, then 10, then 50. A year later, his small business turned into a brand, TechFix by Arjun. He hired 2 of his friends, then 4. He didn't just sell phones. He gave jobs to others like him who once had nothing. When Mr. Raymond heard about his success, he visited Arjun's new office. Arjun welcomed him warmly and said, "Sir, it all started with your words and this coin." He took out the same old coin from his wallet, now framed in glass, and smiled. Mr. Raymond looked at him proudly and said, "You see, Arjun, the world always laughs at dreamers until those dreamers change the world. That's the power of thinking big." Years later, Arjun became one of the youngest tech entrepreneurs in his country. He started funding schools to teach children about innovation and entrepreneurship. In one of his speeches, he said something that touched millions of hearts. "When I was a boy, I had nothing, no money, no contacts, no fancy education. But I had one thing, a mind that refused to think small." Remember, your background doesn't decide your future, your mindset does. The same people who once told him to be realistic now used his story as an example of what happens when you dare to think big. His parents, once struggling for every rupee, now lived a peaceful life, proud of the son who changed their world. Moral of the story: thinking big is not about arrogance, it's about vision. When you think small, you stay trapped by your circumstances. But when you think big, you rise above them. Because the size of your success will always match the size of your thinking. So stop asking, "Can I?" and start saying, "I will." Your life can change the moment you start believing in the power of big thoughts.